What's going on, everybody? Don Martino here from Extract Media to talk about Andor episode 10 in spoiler heavy detail, so you have been warned. Here we have another episode directed by Toby Haynes. As I said on the last episode thoughts, I did think Tony Haynes has done a great job with all of his episodes so far, and this one is no exception. I was so blown away by the direction on this episode. I thought the action was just so captivating with each passing moment, and I really enjoyed that about this. We knew it was going to be the prison break episode, so that was no surprise to us. It was really how they went about this prison break that I just found to be so brilliant, suspenseful, entertaining, and I loved every moment of it. In the beginning, we get this great argument moment between Andor and Kino Loy, which I thought just gave Diego Luna and Andy Serkis great things to work with in this episode. I loved it so much. They had such stellar performances in this episode. I think that those two together work really well. And Kino Loy just seems nervous throughout this entire episode, which that's just planting something for later, which I love that that's kind of planted throughout the episode, his kind of nerves about this prison break, which in general you should be nervous about breaking out of a prison with guards in there that will actually kill you, and the stakes are so high in this episode. It feels like nobody's really safe, except obviously we know Andor's safe because he shows up in Rogue One later, but other than that you don't really know who's gonna get out. And there's that other guy who gets out later, which we'll get into, but he's also in Rogue One, so obviously we knew he was gonna be safe. There is a flash over to Mon Mothma as well, though, which is really interesting because now she's meeting this gangster. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but his proposal was insane. He's offering to come back with his son to meet Mon Mothma's daughter, pretty much telling her without telling her directly, like, my son is gonna marry your daughter if you want my help. And I just found that to be so riveting and kind of tension filled, and Mon Mothma is actually thinking about this. That's the crazy thing about it, and he's not wrong when he said that, because Mon Mothma said she would not consider that proposal, but the gangster's like, that's the one untrue thing you said all day. The more I think about this episode too, the easier it is to just fall in love with it. I mean, it's just one of those real good tension-filled episodes, and especially with the stuff going on with Luthen, he's got to meet with somebody and we don't really know who it is, and then we find out exactly who it is once he meets him, and we're gonna get to that moment because that kind of comes toward the end. But the prison break is so intense, right? Andor goes to take his break and then he goes out to try to cut through that metal that's been planted in the last couple episodes, which I found to be really interesting. I didn't realize that this is what it was going to do, but it kind of floods the whole prison, right, making that floor inactive, at least for the most part. One guy does end up getting killed by the floor, but after that it's like the floor is inactive. It can't shock people, can't kill people anymore. And I'll tell you, when the guards start hitting some of the prisoners with blasters, it feels impactful, right? It's not like other Star Wars projects where being hit with the blaster makes the characters feel so disposable. This time you feel the impact every time somebody gets hit with one. You're like, oh my gosh. It's something in the sound design, I think, that makes it sound and feel so much more impactful. And the direction too, where they just kind of focus on these dead people, right? I mean, people are really dying. It feels like an all-out war in this prison. Obviously, Andor and Kino Loy do get up to the control room though, and I do love this sequence as well, where Kino Loy is still having those nerves, even though they have pretty much won at this point, and you're kind of like, why is he so nervous? Is he gonna turn on Andor, or what is gonna happen? He does make this incredible pep talk to all the prisoners over the PA system, and it's just awesome, man. Serkis really delivers in this performance, but he gets them all to start chanting, right? The one way out chant, and I love that. All these prisoners are rioting, they're trying to get out, they're about to get out. Then you realize the only way for them to get out is to take this dive into the water, and it's a very long drop, and you have to swim across to get away. And right around here is when Kino Loy reveals to Andor, look, I really cannot swim. And you're like, oh my gosh, oh no. And then Andor looks like he's about to go help him out, and then Andor gets pushed off, so we don't know what happened to Kino Loy. Now, Kino Loy is played by Andy Serkis along with Supreme Leader Snoke, and I know that this is going to lead to speculation, but is Andy Serkis's Kino Loy one of the characters that gets taken by the Empire because he is stuck there presumably to get his DNA to create Supreme Leader Snoke later on? I just think that's an interesting concept, and it's a possibility now, and that's what I found so interesting. Maybe they're just kind of planting that seed in there. Maybe that was the purpose of Kino Loy. Like, it may never get followed up on, but we'll see. And at the end we get the wonderful exchange from Luthen and the guy that he's talking with, the ISB agent. The rebellion just says spies everywhere, and I love the conversation between Luthen and this spy, and you realize how intimidating Luthen really is. And I love the line that was like, he sacrificed a sunless mind or something like that. I just thought that was riveting. All the dialogue for Luthen here is just incredible, and you can really feel the intimidation. And I actually almost thought he was going to kill this guy, but then he said, I need all the heroes I can get, so you're going to stay with me. I love that. And at the end, we get a really actually awesome cinematic shot of the moonlight, but Andor and the other guy that's in Rogue One escaping. And that's the end of the episode, guys. I really enjoyed this one a lot, but you guys got to let me know what you thought of it. Was it your favorite one so far? Why or why not? I really do think it is the best since The Empire Strikes Back, and I said that in my thoughts on episode 9 discussion, and I can't wait to see what's next. We have 2 more episodes left. It's kind of insane to think about, but I can't wait to see what's in store for this finale. This show has just not failed me week after week. No complaints, guys, no complaints. I haven't had any so far, and I'm still just so riveted by it, and I can't believe how great it is. All right, guys, before I get out of here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. I am Martino, and I will talk to you guys later.